ever difficult second championship to wrap up. In their way is Tokyo, a roster made up of veterans, newcomers here to the Valorant Sunday Showdown, people who have been there, done that, people who are just seeing this mountain to climb for the first time in their lives, and we are so excited to bring you here the grand finals. Our first map will be Haven, starting out on game 1. Game 2 will be on Ascent, and game 3, should we make it all the way there, will be Ever Reliable Bind, bringing us to a close. Monster, how do you think Tokyo can stand up to Gosu, a team that's proven they are worthy of the title?
Well, as we've seen Tokyo, they are, they have some veterans. So
Yeah.
individually, the players know what it's like to be here. But cohesively, we'll have to see how they play together. This is grand finals. There's a lot more pressure. There's money on the line. We are now in our eighth hour, so the mental play. And then you, on the other hand, you have Gosu's been here. They were top 16 actually 2 weeks in a row, and then they finally hit top 4 last week. So they're hungry.
Yeah.
They're like, we were so close last week. Come on. And now we're here. We're in grand finals, and we just want to take it home. And they're here to play. So I think this is going to be a battle, and
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bind.
Yeah, I fully expect this to be very back and forth. I don't think either of these teams would be able to stop or be able to run away with the game over another. I think they're both very evenly matched in terms of talent, in terms of organization as well. A lot of times when we come into grand finals, we'll have two teams that represent wildly varying play styles. For example, when we've had teams like ASMR who are crazy aggressive, pushing every angle. We're like, we don't know how that's going to come up against, a team like Space Boys, who is definitely more methodical, definitely, holding back a bit more. In this scenario, it's actually, I think, two teams that savor the rotate. They don't immediately, if something goes wrong on a push or a take, they immediately just rotate. We've seen a lot of teams are very reactionary with their rotates, but these teams are much more methodical. It takes a lot more to get these guys to do a full group together. A lot of times they are happy and confident enough to leave, one or two members alone by themselves and
That's
say,
about trusting those teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. So it will be interesting to see. I think, like I said, I think they have very similar play styles, similar levels of talent. I would be very surprised to see either team run away with the grand finals. But this is, as I said previously in semifinals, this is the stage of the tournament where you hear people like myself, people like Monster start to talk about something called mental fortitude. This is a long tournament. This is a one-day tournament. You're going all the way from group stages all the way to grand finals in one go. And you're hardly taking a break through then. You maybe get a half hour here or there, 15 minutes, maybe,
use a bathroom.
maybe between a game, maybe getting 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So these guys have been going all day, since 3 p.m. Eastern time, whatever that may work out, for them. They've been going since then. So now it's about which team, because like I said, both these teams are very evenly matched, in my opinion. So now it's who's got the gas in the tank, who can push it a little bit further. And I think just based on what I know, I think I give the edge to Gosu. I think I give a slight edge to Gosu.
Being that they're a team that's played together a lot longer than Tokyo.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely true.
Individually, these players are good, but this is the first time they've been Tokyo.
Yeah.
So I think cohesively, Gosu has the upper hand on that. Just that they're used to playing with each other. The communication is there. I mean, granted, what we've seen from Tokyo has been really good, but Gosu, they've been here since the early weeks of the VSS. So they've been a month or two together playing this.
Definitely. And that is, you bring up a great point there, is that this is the first time that we're seeing Tokyo as this roster. Like you said, we've seen these players, a few of these players before, but this is the first time that these guys, at least that we're seeing, are in a competition together. So to take it all the way to grand finals and in a tournament that is not hungry for any level of talent, we are full talent capacity over here.
Yeah.
If people get any better at Valorant, I really don't know what I'll do. So
yeah,
if it gets any more impressive.
Yeah, I even commented earlier on the Twitch chat. I said, is Tekka gonna stick with Tokyo, because Tekka's been on like 3-4 teams by now.
Yeah.
And he just kind of always kind of floats around trying to find that
and
home.
He's never bad.
And he's never
it always
bad.
works.
So I mean, maybe with this team that now he's in grand finals, maybe it's a team that he'll stick with, but we'll have to see. That's what makes him hard to track for me. You guys make it really hard for me to track you. I need you to stick with a
elusive.
team.
Very elusive indeed.
Trying to get your history. I'm trying to put you guys on the spot, trying to get coverage on you, and you're making it really difficult.
That's all right. That's all right. For all is forgiven, Tekka, as you are here in grand finals with us. We are very happy to have you here as we get our last look at Haven before we get down to ground level here with the players getting loaded into the game here. Definitely interested to see the team comps that come out. I'm actually expecting, and I'm surprised I'm saying this, I'm actually expecting to see. Wow, I'm glad I didn't say what I was expecting to see. So what I was going to say was I'm expecting to see 2 Phoenixes. What we don't see is a single Phoenix.
I mean, it's almost a mirror match aside from Sova and Jet.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like Sova on Haven just because you have 3 sites. So doing, having that intel character over a duelist sometimes on a map like this really pays off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see how things shake down. This is a best of 3. The only best of 3 here in the tournament is grand finals. So teams have a long way to go if they want to wrap up the lion's share of that $1,000 prize pool here. Tokyo fairly spread out, especially for a pistol round here, just gathering intel as to where Gosu might be set up here. Not pushing anywhere quite just yet, not forcing a rotate here from Gosu. Gosu, meanwhile, on the other side of the map, very lodged into these sites, holding back, not pushing with any lurkers quite yet. And now we might see the push from Gosu, actually taking it over to this B site.
Revealing area.
Trying to get through these mid doors. Advice. Oh, what a big recon bolt that was. Got almost everyone of Tokyo, and now you can see Gosu scrambling in response. I would be surprised if Tokyo stuck with this push, having everyone caught out, but the spike is towards B, now pulls away. What a great recon arrow that was.
Intel characters so on this map are just so good. Because you have 3 points, you're spread out typically. So especially on the defensive side, if you're over at A and you want to know what's happening on B and you're able to do that, that is so just detrimental for your team.
Now here comes the push onto A for Tokyo. Derek gets the first kill of the round with less than 30 seconds remaining, takes out Showtime. Oh my goodness, Gosu tumbling down. 3easy tries to get them back into the round, but he'll die as well. Just one member remaining, it's Aaron Kalaris. And how did that happen? Things fell apart so quickly for Gosu.
That rush onto the A site, they made a decisive decision and they pushed. I mean, on pistol round, honestly,
with 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you gotta go for it and you can't waver.
Absolutely not, and waiver did not, was Tokyo, so now they will have a firm grasp on this site. Aaron Kalaris not able to get anything done there as Rare takes him out. Tokyo taking round 1 here at the grand finals, saying that, yeah, it may be our first time here, but don't take us for granted.
No, absolutely. And I'm actually surprised he put up the wall to run in. That wall is 400 credits.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. That's an expensive wall to burn on a pistol round and a 1v.
It's a big chunk of change.
4,
So I mean, that can be the difference between, getting a Bulldog or getting, a Vandal comfortably with armor.
Absolutely.
So now we'll see how Tokyo responds to having the lead, if they can hold things down here. Looks like Gosu's still just saving on the classics, not going for that. Oh my goodness, Trick getting the grenade kill on 3easy. Has to feel bad there. Trick actually getting the shorty this round. I love to see that, especially after having won the first round. It's usually something you'll see as a desperation move from whoever drops the first. Oh, and he converts onto Heron Kalaris. Almost didn't get it done, but is able to pick it back up. Does eventually go down to Advice, but Advice himself dies to Tekka. So now Tokyo with a big 4v2 advantage in this round. Gosu once again, oh, but a big shot from Scourge onto Derek, forces the heal orb to come out. Scourge not able to find much more there, but he does find Drennet with an amazing flick. Scourge keeping Gosu into this round, but Showtime's gonna fall, but Scourge is so nasty. Getting 3 big shots, getting 2 big kills. He does finally go down to rare there, but Scourge certainly putting Tokyo on their back heels. I'm certainly sure they did not expect to drop that many members that round.
No, absolutely. The Sheriff is such a satisfying headshot.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Just the recoil makes it feel cool.
It's like you're bringing the sword of Damocles thrashing down upon your opponent. Is the Sheriff. Feels good, man. Tokyo with a quick 2-0 lead to start the match. Now Gosu on their first full buy of the game, looking to respond and get themselves back in the game. Tekka has the off. Oh my goodness, but Heron Kalaris destroys Derek around the corner. Not sure what they were expecting to get from that push. Now Heron Kalaris able to comfortably fall back to site, hold a different angle, and I don't think Tekka is going to be able to find a way into B site. Tokyo so spread out now, leaving the spike behind, have to find some other way to make it work in a 4v5 deficit here. Gosu with a good chance to put their first round of the game on the board.
Yeah, and the patience that both of them had. I mean, they stood there for like 20 seconds, but they're operators and no one moved. They were just waiting. So it just goes to show you the caliber of players here, the patience that you have to have in order to make the plays work, but also not put yourself out there. Gosu need to, they need to be patient. They are on defense, so everything's going to come to them. And if they rush out into a team like Tokyo, they're going to have a bad day.
Absolutely. Here comes Tokyo spilling out onto B site. Rare getting the opening kill onto Device. Oh, but Scourge almost makes the 3K work. Does eventually go down to Drennet, but giving Gosu, Tokyo Gosu a big chance to make it work here in this round. Oh, Showtime, so gutsy, but Tekka punishes him for it in a big way with the close-up headshot. Now Tekka though holding the spike.
I think he's got enough time.
Yeah, there he goes.
Time.
We're always looking for that 4-second mark there, where when the offense has definitively run out of time to put the spike down there. Tekka pushing it right to the limit, as is his health bar. Only 33 HP remaining, and he's looking the complete wrong way. Now he's like, well, they're probably not coming for this way.
Oh,
we can hear him.
Footsteps.
Oh, he's got...
Oh, we can't see from that angle.
He doesn't know where the spike is. No way! Tekka, that is not allowed!
Tekka, you animal. Wow, somebody clipped that.
What was that?
He said, watch this, and we did. And I'm marveling at what he just did. And that's why he is... I mean, that's why we say his name. He does things like this, jet things. He does jet things. And that was the jettest thing, like one of the jettest things I've ever seen.
That was gross. I'm sick to my stomach.
I feel bad for Gosu.
I'm physically nauseous now. My goodness, that was disgusting. Tekka, again, don't know if you're allowed to do that. Oh my goodness, Tekka, you are a monster. Tekka running away with the game for Tokyo now. I don't know how Gosu can respond to such a threat. I would be scared on the side of Gosu. Tekka showed up to play today.
I mean, I'd be mad, I'd be sad,
If you think about it, the last 3 kills in the game thus far have gone over to Tekka, and they've been completely unanswered. Tekka is on a 3-0 run.
Oof.
Make that a 4-0 run in this game. I can't believe this guy. Absolutely gross. 3 easy, trying to mow down that wall. Don't think there's going to be any way in there for you, bud. They know where you're coming from. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to stop talking about Tekka at this point, because what can I say that we haven't already said? This guy is just hitting every shot that Gosu give him the opportunity to hit, and it is so scary. 3 easy now. Scourge looking for those exit frags. There's no way they're going to find their way onto B side with 5 members of Tokyo remaining. Oh, they're coming for Scourge. Let's see if he can ace. Does get the kill onto Rare, his rival Cypher. Don't think Tekka will be able to pick up the 4K there, so does close Tekka with the ace. Tekka running away with the game in a big way.
Wow, he wants that headset.
Yeah, Tekka found out that we're offering up a HyperX MVP to whoever gets a HyperX headset, rather, for whomever is the MVP of this match. Tekka making a compelling case, 11 kills, 1 death, 4 rounds into the game. Once again, I'm gonna say, don't know if you're allowed to do that.
That was insane. This is only the 5th round now, and there's so much has happened. Tekka has done so much in just these last 2 rounds.
Gosu has to be left reeling from Tekka here. He's probably killed every member of their team twice over now. So everyone's got beef with Tekka here. Tekka once again with the ult ready. That was so fast. That was like 2 rounds ago that he had it already. So pops that, tries to find a pick over into B site. No one revealing themselves quite yet. So Tokyo will play patiently, though they are stacked over towards this B site. 2 members of Gosu there to greet them. Trying to find their way in, but Scourge is holding a tight corner. 3 easy, holding down Garage as well. And now Tokyo exploring the A side option here.
Yeah, they were spotted out by Showtime's operator. He did miss on that, but he got a lot of intel.
Rare, so far pushed up here with a really excellent camera. Is not going to find anyone from Gosu. They're playing the right angles to be sure.
Oof.
Oh, that's a tough play for Rare to make.
There they are.
But Showtime's still holding A long. Oh, Scourge with a big double kill here, with a big triple kill, makes that completely shuts down the B push for Tokyo. Tokyo have no other option but to run away. Gosu getting their first round of the match on the board, and what an important round it was to keep Tokyo from completely running away with the game.
Yeah, and with all 5 members left alive, that was huge for Gosu's economy. They could not afford to lose another one.
Certainly not. So Gosu breathing some life back into their efforts here on the attacking side. But Showtime, someone whose praises we are often singing, not able to get himself going quite yet in this game. Having a tough time thus far with the op. And the op is so tough. It's such a confidence-based weapon. If you're not feeling it, you know, you're not gonna start feeling it anytime soon.
Your reactions have to be
crisp.
Up there. They have to be crisp, like Tekka's.
Yeah, see Tekka.
I was just thinking, you know, if we keep saying that enough, that Derek will just come from behind again.
We keep talking about Tekka enough. He's like, you guys forgot about me again? I can't believe it. Here's 20 more kills. Pops off for the end. So we'll be looking out for Derek to make a late entrance into the MVP conversation. Vice playing a clever angle on this backside here. Ready for the garage push. Aaron Kalaris, meanwhile, takes out Drennet, and 3 easy going to take out Rare. So Tokyo starting to fall apart a bit here. As Gosu finding some confidence under their wings. Oh, Trick going for a big play. Converts onto Advice. Does get sprayed down on his back, but does get at least the mental victory there.
What would Raze do?
I think she would use explosives to jump in and then shoot somebody with a shotgun is the answer.
Like an action hero.
Yeah. like Mark Wahlberg. So Derek does get the kill onto Showtime, and Tekka getting the kill onto Advice now. This is a 2v3 favoring, or excuse me, a 3v1 favoring Gosu. Now just a 2v1, but Derek's got no health left, and the health orb is on such a long cooldown. It would be tricky for him to have a fighting shot at defending this retake.
But if Gosu's not careful, we know what Derek can do. So this is his moment. Tekka had his.
Oh, no. No moment this time around. 3easy picking up the 3K for himself. Gosu cutting the lead of Tokyo in half, making it 2-4. Showtime's still not able to get himself in this game, but Scourge has been playing so well throughout all of these rounds, picking up big kills back to back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Showtime, I feel like the first couple rounds, I feel like he doesn't pick up until like after around like
That's
5,
definitely what we've been
6.
seeing today, yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it takes you a second to wake up and,
I
you know,
get it, you know.
he's got to crack open the Red Bull and chug it. And
But how long does it take you to wake up when you've been playing for 7 hours? You know, shouldn't you have already been awake?
re-wake up.
Yeah.
But Tokyo, the economy is looking rather scarce. Even though they're up 4-2, they're going to have to make something work here. 3easy taken out. Trick to open that up. Ooh.
Oh, Aaron, knowing where Tekka is lurking, punishing that, punishing Tekka for making the same play over and over again, getting caught out there, and now Gosu with another 5-3 advantage. Still, Tokyo will go through with this push, but Gosu are not far behind them. They will get the spike down. Rare evening up the score a bit, but Rare getting a huge 3K before going down to Aaron Kalaris. 2 members of Gosu remaining. Oh, but Aaron Kalaris with a big 3K to close out the round. The tale of the dueling 3Ks. Aaron Kalaris happened to have the edge this time around. Now Gosu within 1 round, a stark contrast to how they started this game off.
Oh, yeah. And they really needed that. I'm going to say, like, if they lost that one, they probably would have had a little bit of a mental tilt. But opening kills on Tekka, you know, just opening with those 2, it probably gave them that confidence boost to really hold down that site. But Tokyo still went along with it. They said, you know, who cares? And they still rushed onto it and still knocked Gosu down to 2 players.
We were at 4-1, or excuse me, 4-0, and Tekka was 11-1, and now we're at 4-3, and Tekka is 12-1. So it shows that you need to shut him down to get him out.
Absolutely. Tokyo taking a little bit more time here, not making any crazy moves.
Everyone playing a bit carefully. Save for Tokyo trying to get some info is Rare, but
We'll
gets
see
taken
if
out.
Showtime can finally
I
get
know
this kill.
exactly where you are.
Looking over at A-Long. He's got to get through that smoke. Not able to get it done there. Tekka trying to find someone on B site, but no one's going to give him a shoulder to shoot at quite just yet.
Yeah, now we're at 45 seconds. Only 1 kill has come through so far, but Tokyo's still taking their time.
Gosu look rather comfortable here.
Fire in the hole!
Oh, Tricks again playing the Raze like Raze would. Gets the ult kill, goes down to Scourge. Tekka, meanwhile, getting himself back into the game after having gone wild at the beginning. Picking up an important kill, and now 3v2 for Tokyo. The first time they've had a numbers advantage in so long. Derek picks up an important kill on his rival Sage. Now just 1 member remaining for Gosu, and it is Showtime. Showtime, I think, still yet to get a kill in this match, and he's not going to change that just yet. Will back away with the op, save that bit of economy for his team. Tokyo certainly breathing a sigh of relief as they prevent Gosu tying it up for now. 5-3 Tokyo. Ooh, Showtime.
Finally.
There you go, Showtime. Bringing it back. That's all he needed.
Little confidence booster, you
That's-
know.
that-
That may
yeah.
have been
You
the
will
biggest
not
mistake
kill my
that he's
allies.
ever made, was giving this man confidence.
Absolutely. So now Showtime has the proof that he can hit those shots. So now he's just got to keep hitting those shots. But
Yeah,
advice also.
Yeah, 1 in 8. I mean, such a slow start, you know, for these characters, and it could be that, you know, the way that Tokyo's playing, they're not rushing on the sites. They're stepping carefully. So playing against another, you know, patient team could be throwing them off a bit. It's not expected.
Yeah, Gosu isn't getting any of these defensive-sided spray downs that
Yeah.
we'll sometimes see where, you know, an attacking team will just spill out onto a site, not check the right corner, and a defender will be able to pick up a pretty much guaranteed 3K if they just hold the spray.
Yeah.
But Tokyo not giving any of those away to Gosu, and it shows in the KDAs of Gosu. A lot of members lagging behind. Scourge really single-handedly dragging them through this first half. Here comes Advice, picking up some info at least. Picks up some damage as well onto Tekka, certainly the most important member to damage if you were going to hit one. Derek does have the heal orb ready though, so that is put on cooldown for the side of Tokyo for now. Derek though with the wall onto B site. Here comes the push. Scourge traded out for Rare. Cypher's down on both sides. 40 seconds remaining. Tokyo don't have the spike anywhere close to B site, so I don't think they're going to be able to make this play. Gosu creeping up forward, know that they haven't committed yet. Derek trying to sneak his way over to C through garage, and no one's going to spot him out quite yet. He might get away with this. Oh, they're making a lot of noise, but I don't think it matters this time around. Oh, Advice, you gotta hit that, letting Tekka get away with what should have been a crime that he paid for with his life. Not is the case as Derek wipes up Gosu. Oh my goodness, Derek, this is what...
And now Showtime's left, last man standing with an operator. I mean, he does have the ultimate, but...
Do you think Tekka just gets like, you know, a bunch of kills to start the game and then just funnels his energy into Derek, and Derek continues to carry from there? Do they? I don't know. Like, how does that work exactly? Because Derek just went insane that round after having been fairly quiet the rest of the match. So certainly keeping the MVP conversation from being just a one-sided conversation for now is Derek.
Yeah, I mean, Tech's just like, hold on, can I get a couple rounds? And then he's like, all right, but then I get my couple rounds and you can't pull the trigger. And then, you know, maybe they're trading it off.
They're probably, what more likely is they're both like not even paying attention to each other's KDAs, kind of just playing the game. We're probably like making up a completely fabricated storyline about these two. But
It's fun to make things up, okay?
I can't listen to their comms, so this is what I have to do instead. So Derek within 4 kills of Tekka. Meanwhile, on the other side of the scoreboard, Scourge would probably actually have the edge on Tekka as of right now for that MVP conversation, despite being on the losing side. Really speaks to how Scourge has remained steadfast through these deficit rounds that Gosu has been going through. Showtime with a nice angle on window here. Oh no!
Okay.
Does get the kill on this trick, but he gets traded out for it by Drennet. So that's a tough miss for Showtime. He does eventually pick it up, does get picked up by Aaron Kalaris. Vice going down. Oh, here comes Drennet. Rare gets traded out. Drennet's still alive, but Showtime pops the ult. Drennet no longer alive as Showtime brings him down with the ult. Showtime getting a 3K now in this round after the res. Really important round for Showtime. Now just Tekka remaining in a 1v3. Don't see how he could get this one done. He does have the spike, though.
You know, it's Tekka, and last time I had that thought, he ran in with his ultimate and closed it out with 13 health.
That's true. That is true.
So, you know, it's just...
Never say never. Jinx, you owe me a cup.
No.
So now Tekka seeing if he can find anyone sleeping on the side of Tokyo. Don't know that he will this time around. So
Yeah.
just going to save, I would imagine. 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and that was the much-needed confidence boost that Showtime desperately needed. You know, picked up a 3K. Granted, he He missed the first shot.
Oh,
no.
Tekka is so good, dude. Oh my gosh. Tekka getting the spike down as well. Will eventually go down. Don't know about that updraft, but also I'm not sure what else he could have done. So.
Yeah, I mean, he had a coverage around him, and he's like, hey, let me get that out. Where'd it go? It fell. But Gosu gonna bring it within 2 now. That has to feel so good.
I mean, after having been down 4, definitely much more comfortable. So, Gosu with a chance here now with these last 2 rounds of the half. They could tie it up before the half ends. A big opportunity for them.
No, absolutely. We got a couple ultimates ready. More so on the side of Tokyo. Tekka with the knives. We've got the Cypher. And then, of course, we have the inevitable take the bomb all the way to the other side of the map. All right, let's see what they can do here. We have Tokyo
Get out of
moving
my way.
to the side of A.
Showtime holding that A long angle. He forced to back off from the smoke. I think this might have been the first time Tokyo made A site their first choice. Oh, Tekka winning the op duel over Showtime. That's such a big advancement for them. Here comes Tekka, but he gets shot down by Scourge. Scourge will get traded out by Derek. Now a 4v3 favoring Tokyo as they get on the site, but they don't have Spike, and Trick goes down on the backside. Now it's a 3v3, and Tokyo are scrambling, and Advice gonna find Drennan on the backside. Drennan fast asleep at Heaven. Advice takes him out, tries to pick up the double. Aaron Kalaris coming for backup. Derek gets the res down onto Tekka. Gets the kill on Aaron Kalaris. 3 easy, bringing it back for Gosu now. A 2v1. Just Tekka remaining with a sliver of his health, but 3 easy cleans it up on Tekka. Gosu within 1 round.
Yeah, that was huge. Gosu bringing it within 1 now. 2 members still left alive, so economy's not going to be too bad. But that was such a huge confidence boost for the side of Gosu. I mean, being down, starting off, 0 to 4, that has to feel so good. So let's see, we have 2 operators now, so holding that long C. We'll see where Showtime decides to go this time. He may opt to go B again. He had such a good chance before. I mean, he picked it up, ended up with a 3K there. But it does look like he's opting for B. And Aaron gonna duel out Tekka, and he wins that. It's a huge first pick for the side of Gosu. All right, gonna get some good intel here. And Trick doing jet things, but it didn't pay off this time as Advice takes them out. All right, this is now 5v. Oh, never mind. Make that a 5v1 as Advice and Showtime pick up more kills here. And it looks like this is going to be even for the first half.
Shout out to Gosu, man. That's so impressive. Down 4-0 at the start of the game. Bring the half back to tie it up 6-6. Only letting Tokyo get 2 rounds in the process of them getting 6. Really, really impressive stuff from Gosu. And frankly, exactly what we expected from this grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, they picked themselves back up. You know, when you're tilt-proof like that, that's dangerous, because no matter what they do, no matter what Tekka was doing to them, I mean, when Heron Kalaris picked up Tekka as that first kill, that's a great start to the round. You know it's going to be a good one.
To be fair, that's coming back from being down 4 rounds, not the biggest comeback we've seen in the grand finals of a VSS. We've seen, I think it was 11 rounds down before teams have been. So you got some work to go there, Gosu. No.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Gosu. You guys have done fantastically thus far. So we are going to be getting into the second half here as quickly as possible, getting all cats off keyboard, he's not spilling all of our drinks, cleaning up all of our spilled drinks here in the pause. But yeah, so far the storylines certainly have been Tekka and Scourge going absolutely wild on the server, no one having an answer for them really, and Showtime not really making it Showtime quite yet.
Yeah, not quite. Maybe he's better in the second half. I say that about myself all the time when I'm playing Valorant. I'm better in the second half. I'm better in the second half.
I'm definitely a CT-sided player. I don't like pushing. You know, I like to wait for them to push.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't want to run into somebody's barrel. I want people to run into my barrels. So I can definitely, you know, maybe Showtime's an attacker side player. It definitely could understand it with the raise. You know,
with the raise, yeah, you gotta be raised.
You get to launch in some confident grenades, know that you've edged some damage off of your opponent's health bars, and take him out from there.
And definitely, especially with a raise player, that's what her kit's made for. So if you're sitting there with an operator just staring at the same spot for minutes, you tend to fall asleep at the wheel. Look at this aggressive Tekka push.
Oh my goodness. Derek is the sacrificial lamb.
Nobody
but Tekka makes
it.
Oh no! Tekka should have gotten so much more there. Trick does follow up, so it is still a 3v3 here. But disappointing for Tokyo. They had it all to do there. The win was certainly in their hands for this round. Letting it slip away. Unfortunately, Tekka only picking up the 1 kill. Gosu is going to rotate over to A site. Only one member of Tokyo in the form of Drennet there to greet them. This could be an awkward retake opportunity here for Tokyo. Only 2 members remaining up against 3 for Gosu. And this is a tough site to retake. Your options are so limited as the defenders pushing onto the site. Both of them opting for Heaven, looks like. Showtime will actually go to that lower corridor there.
Yeah, and you have to be careful because the fall damage out of Heaven sucks, as you saw. So you're already at a disadvantage.
Oh man, the recon dart playing so well into Gosu's hand there, forcing Scourge to look away, taking him down at the complete wrong time for him. Tekka trying to get it done, will get sprayed down eventually. Or excuse me, Trick trying to get it done, does get taken down eventually there. Gosu taking a lead in game 1, had crawled their way back from being down 4-0, is now up 7-6. Gosu showing the new kids how it's done.
Yeah, and I like that advice, picked it up. Showtime starting to pick it up, and now they're really starting to move their feet. The last couple rounds of that first half, they finally found their footing, and they each had their moments in there. So it's really nice to see, and I'm sure that was a good confidence boost to not be 1-8 or 1-5.
Absolutely. Now Tokyo on the back foot here, have to get themselves a foothold if they want to prevent Gosu from running away with this match, because as far as Gosu is concerned, they've taken 4 rounds in a row unanswered.
Yeah, and we do have another pause.
I think
for
Rare,
disconnect.
our Scourge is having some problems. Not Rare, because we're looking at him jumping around right now.
The other Cypher, Scorch.
Yes, Scourge is having some problems. Scourge. So Scourge might be a pirate based on that name. I think Scourge is a very piratey word. Scourge of the 7 seas, etc., etc. So now we're getting into the 14th round here. Gosu with a big stack over to B site, running over towards where Derek is stationed. Spraying down there. I don't think he found any damage there quite yet. He does hear the onslaught coming, trying to find something through the smoke. The bullets just whiffing completely, but Tekka opens up the action there on 3easy, and Trick getting a grenade kill as well. If this is the round to bring Tokyo back into the game, this might be it. Showtime does take out Derek eventually, but Drennet playing so sneakily in the smoke with the shorty, not finding anything quite yet. Scourge on the backside taking out Rare. Trick trying to find his way in, but Scourge is going to find a double kill. Heron Kalaris taking out Tekka. Drennet trying to be a hero, but Scourge says no heroes today. Triple kill for Scourge.
I like the way you say it, too. You make it sound so mean, Scourge.
Yeah, he's a pirate. I'm pretty sure he's got an eye patch and a peg leg and a parrot sitting on his shoulder.
We can dream.
Well, I'm gonna be really sad if
that's not him.
Scourge, you only have one eye, right? Like you lost it in a chip battle, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure there's a video game going on here to talk about. Gosu with a 2-round lead now, having taken 5 rounds in a row over Tokyo, who at one point had a 4-round lead themselves. Gosu putting on a masterclass in mental strength here. Not worried about the deficit, not worried that they've been playing for however many hours. They are just worried about one thing, that's the money.
Oh yeah, and this looks like it's going to be a full-on push to A site because it is hard to retake A. So it definitely makes it a target for this map specifically.
It's a tough trade-off here. Rare and Heaven trying to find some damage, but Scourge is actually going to find the first kill of the round here. Rare not able to find any vision, just trying to find whatever scraps of damage he can find. Showtime, meanwhile, playing around the site, holding it down. The wall does go up, delaying the retake from Tokyo. They'll have to spray that down. Rare taking big damage up in Heaven from the satchel there. The rest of the members of Gosu are definitely going to try to shoot him down through there if given the chance. Here comes Derek rather. Derek goes down. Trick trades out Showtime for it. Now Advice opens up 3 easy as well, taking out Trick. All members of Gosu firing on all cylinders. Gosu look to extend their lead to 3. Advice closes out the round, and Gosu just going for it.
Oh, absolutely. Their attack right there was grouped and so different from the last few attacks that they're just switching it up on Tokyo, and that's really what you have to do. You can't make the same plays over and over again. You can't let people catch on to anything. And I really like the way that Gosu is pressing the attack.
Certainly so far, not wasting any time here. Showtime has to be feeling a bit better about his performance now, getting frags under his belt. Let's see how, and Showtime winning the trade there with Tekka.
Now that has to feel good.
3 easy though, trades out Derek as well, or not, doesn't trade out anything, just gets it for free rather. So now only 3 members of Tokyo remaining, and you gotta say they're letting this game slip from their clutches. Of course, this is a save round. You can't expect the world from it, but this isn't even competitive at the moment. Trick trying to find something, does find something. Trick, the effervescent Raze player, the quintessential Raze player, making big Raze plays despite his team falling now to a 4-round deficit, a deficit that they once held over Gosu.
Yeah, and it could be that cohesiveness. It could be that communication that Gosu has with each other, being that they've played with each other a lot longer than Tokyo has.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Scourge, 3 easy, Herring, Galaris, Advice, Showtime. We've seen all of these guys together multiple times past in the VSS. These guys know each other. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. They know that if one guy isn't having, a stellar match, it's not because he's, not good. It's just not his match, and so they know to pick it up when things aren't always working for them. And this is just the perfect example of that. Showtime, Advice having a tough time getting into this game, but that is no problem for Gosu. They've been able to carry on regardless, and now that Showtime and Advice have gotten themselves into the game, Gosu are starting to really just run away with it, taking an insane number of rounds in a row here to start off the second half. Trick might be able to find some damage for Tokyo here, but the jet ult coming out.
That came back at him.
That was so scary. Oh, Trick is getting crazy. Trick going nuts. Trick says, whoa, 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 not so fast. Tokyo still very much in this game. Scourge trying to get Gosu back into this round, but it may be all for naught. Tokyo with a 4v3 advantage now as the res does go out, and Herring Galaris now evens the tides for Gosu. A 2v2 now as Tekka goes down. This is such a dicey round. Spike over towards mid now. Gosu do have control of B site, but the spike isn't quite there yet. They looks like they will be able to get it down here if they hurry before any rotate from Tokyo comes through, but they're gonna walk right past B. Do you agree?
I mean,
Revealing area.
It's a free site. Like, B's not the best site, but it's free, and free ain't bad.
It's free, and free is not bad at all. I think it's because they expected the Sage to be on C. If they could split them the furthest.
Sure. big brain coming from Gosu here, taking it all the way over to A, and they do get the spike down to their credit, so it was certainly the right play, as A is a little trickier for defenders to retake, but Drennet not worried about that, makes it a 2v1 now favoring Tokyo. This is Tokyo's window back in the match, but Scourge gets an easy kill on a Drennet, almost picks up Derek, but Derek winning the trade there. Tokyo finally getting a round in this half under their belts, bringing Gosu's lead down from 4 to 3. 10-7 still favoring Gosu.
Wow. Derek cleaned that up. I wasn't sure about the whole smoke play, because when the smoke comes down, everyone's surprised. And I mean, granted, you were just in such a weird spot for that smoke to work. I probably would have backed up long. I mean, hindsight's 2020, but knowing that,
especially when you have the wall hacks that commentators get.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, going to A probably meant that they thought someone was on C.
Right.
And no one's going to rotate that far, along, the spawn side. So I feel like they probably thought that long. Should have been clear. I don't know. That was kind of weird, but it is what it is.
Now Gosu have to rethink a little bit here. They're cruising quite comfortably away with the game, but Tokyo stuck their noses into trouble. Here comes the Hunter's Fury out from Advice. See who he can find. Doesn't spot anybody, doesn't get any damage down. Tekka no armor here on this hold. Has the Phantom in hand, gets sprayed down by 3 easy. Showtime, just dodges the ult from Trick, but Heron Kalaris not as lucky. Rare is going to get the Cypher out for Tokyo now. Only 2 members remaining in this up against 3 for Gosu. Cypher will be important here. Rare will spray down that wall, try to give his team more options here. Drennet does work his way on the backside, but it reveals his position with that spray. He does have his teammate there for backup. Rare creeping up to the smoke. He doesn't know how close he is. He gets too close. 3Z picks up the 3K, but Drennet trades him out. So now a 1v2 for Drennet. Gets the teleport as well, tries to get himself a better position. Fakes the defuse, dodges the recon dart. Oh no, Drennet could do it! Oh!
That was so close. Look at that. So
Advice.
45 health.
So clutch from Advice. We were talking, he said, Advice, Showtime, having hard time getting into the game. Advice just won such a crucial round for Gosu. They lose that round, look at their money. If they lose that round, they fall apart economy-wise, rather.
Yeah.
Tokyo, though, are the ones who will take the economic fall, likely going to let Gosu slip on by to to game point, not match point quite yet. Tokyo in a very tough position with this save. Tekka doesn't freaking care. Almost gets 2 over there at B long. Will get eventually sprayed down, but that has to bode well for Gosu starting out in this save. Derek holding that corner. Aaron Galaris picking up the dropped op of Showtime there, who lost a op classic duel. You hate to see it.
Feels bad. Feels pretty bad about that one.
Why'd people sad? That one's not gonna land this time around.
Shock dart.
Wants the shock dart. Doesn't find any damage. Oh, actually finds huge damage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Drennet goes down over to B site, so Scourge can at least say to his team, we opened that up for now, but 4 members remaining. Oh, Advice, though, is so deadly in the later stages of the game. Picks up his second kill of the round, and now Gosu will spill out onto C site. Just 1 member of Tokyo there to greet them, and he'll be blocked off. Trick will have to go around the long way if he wants a part of C site. Rare is there to join him, but just a shorty in hand. And he's going to have a lot of reloads if he wants through that wall.
It's not going to go over well, and Gosu's going to make this 12-7 in just prime position to take the first game over Tokyo.
Unless Trick pulls out the first ever shorty 4K to clutch. Let's see it. He's like, should I shoot that? No, I don't think it's going to hit. I'm just going to get detected.
just hope for an exit frag, you know.
Not much else you can do here when you're in Trick's shoes there. So Gosu looked a little shaky there in the second half after having won a bunch of rounds in a row, but now have game point here. Oh, Trick was so close to a meeting of the minds there in the defender side of C.
He just kept thinking, what would Raze do? What would Raze? She would go in, but I should not.
I should probably not go in. Probably, right? Maybe I'll go in. Maybe I'll just go in real quick. Just peek real quick. Just a quick peek.
Well, if I can get one, it's a win.
Gosu running away with the game here, and Scourge running away with the MVP conversation. He is alone on that pedestal, surely. Oh, Trick trying to make it work here in mid. A valiant effort, to be sure, but will get sprayed down by Gosu. Gosu in a 5v4 to start off this 20th round of Game 1 of Grand Finals.
What would Raze do? That was a Raze move.
Yeah. Undoubtedly.
Almost worked. Almost worked.
Sometimes Raze moves are not meta moves.
They should never be meta moves.
Yeah, if Raze moves are meta moves, the game's in trouble. Drennet does get a kill here for Tokyo, but that will get rezzed away here. So Showtime gets a second chance, but 3 easy going down to Tekka there. So 4v4, Tokyo not letting Gosu run away quite yet, but Advice making their jobs a lot harder. Spraying through the wall, trying to catch Tekka there. Oh, Tekka dancing her way from...
I'm surprised he got out of that damage.
Yeah, that was so close.
All right, and the move is over on A side where it is open for free.
Yeah.
So Gosu to plant.
But only 3 members remaining, so it is a 3v3 even for Tokyo here.
This is such a hard retake.
And look where Gosu have gone. How would you ever expect Gosu to be defending in this way? They're all A short. Why would they do that? I don't know, but Tokyo's certainly not going to expect it.
Gotta keep them on their toes, you know?
You got to do something different. You can't just sit behind those boxes, that's for sure. And here comes the retake from Tokyo. They're getting a lot of ground onto the site, a lot of smokes as well. So Gosu's vision is obscured, but Scourge doesn't need vision to take them out. Gosu wins a very, very solid victory. What was at one point looked like would be a losing match for Gosu ends up being a dominant victory. 13-7, game 1 for Gosu.
Yeah, that was actually just really well done. Like I said, they just stayed so composed.
Yeah. There's never a sign of panic on the side of Gosu.
No crazy misplays, nothing, no one person just running out being uncharacteristic. They held it together and they killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Gosu for taking game 1. We'll see if they can cement game 2 here, taking the grand finals on Ascent of all maps. So I don't know who that favors, though. I don't know. I know some teams are a little more practiced than others on Ascent, for sure. Especially seeing some of the conversations go down between teams is like, some teams are like, oh yeah, we've practiced tons of Ascent. And some teams are like, dude, we hate playing Ascent.
Yeah.
Like, don't take us to Ascent. We ban Ascent all the time.
Yeah, but seeing that overbind as the second map is really
certainly
exciting.
Interesting. Certainly interesting. I actually, I'll be honest, I actually do still prefer bind over Ascent, both as a player, commentator, observer, whatever it is. Ascent, it just like, it's confusing.
It's confusing.
Ascent is a really weird map, I think, just in terms of how the different pieces of the map link together. I think it's kind of discombobulated, if that makes sense. It's like this weird open mid corridor, but despite mid being completely open, it actually really is only safe for the attacking side to look through.
Well, smokes are especially important on this map. Like when I first played on Ascent, I hated it. I really did. I'll be honest. I hated that map. Everything about it. But the more I played it, and I think also being a Brimstone main really, really helped that.
Yeah. Because you smoke down Cat, you smoke down that mid gate,
And
then
then
it's like,
you just see you.
all right, this is all
making
mine
moves,
now.
Yeah.
Like I get to do whatever I want here. So
yeah, and then you
good
pick
luck.
off the Jet who tries to go up over the
Yeah.
wall with an op, and you're just like, I know
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah, there's a reason I put these smokes here,
Yeah.
guy.
But I feel like it just took teams a while to understand the map and how you can play it. B, I feel, is still a death trap when going through the market.
Hmm.
It's if you're up against a Raze player, it's nades, it's satchels, or there's somebody standing there with an Odin
Yeah,
going through the wall.
That's what I was just gonna say. This is the the only map where you see people buy the Odin or the Ares, and it's not a meme. Like they're they're
It
legitimately
works.
buying these guns so they can just spray through the walls of Ascent. Like that's definitely what Ascent has over other maps is wall bang capability.
Yeah.
Like there's so many angles that the attackers have to push through that can be easily sprayed through by the defenders, and frankly vice versa when defenders are trying to retake. It's pretty perilous to do so. So
Yeah, seeing the angles, such as Hell on A side, if you have a breach on defense, his ability actually will damage almost the entire Hell section. So he can clear that out in one move and then move in. So it's finding these different ways, or you put shock darts down there with Sova bouncing off of the wall, or you recon down there and you can literally just shoot through the floor. So
Right.
these places that people think are safe typically
Nowhere
aren't.
safe.
Nowhere is safe on this map. And it kind of feels that way. I
Yeah.
feel like nowhere is safe. So you have to be creative. After you plant, you have to be creative on where your players are placed. You have to move out. You cannot stay stagnant.
Yeah.
You really got to play around the map.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is definitely I would be shocked if both teams didn't pick up an Omen on both sides. I would be shocked. And one of the things I really like about Omen on Ascent is the play on B site that's possible where the I almost want to draw this for you guys where
So
this is
picture
B
that.
site. And so you have that so the sunken area of B site. You have that back corridor there with the walls and the two entries. Omen can teleport from like where the market is essentially all the way over to the back of that B site behind a wall.
Yeah.
That's gross that he's allowed to do that. That shouldn't be allowed because all of a sudden as a defender, you're like, okay, I know that they're coming from this way. And then all of a sudden there's an Omen behind me and now a Sova's shooting at me from this way. And I don't think that's very fair. And I can't think of any other site in the game that has plays like that are possible other than B site on Ascent.
And I feel like characters also, when they're going up against the Omens, they need to honestly face checking those smokes is almost essential sometimes.
It's hard, but you got to do it.
Because the Omen teleporting into their own circles is becoming more and more popular. So it's just sometimes you have to face check, and it's just this is where the mental game comes in.
Right.
Aside from the gun game, is really outthinking your opponent.
Especially around mid as well, because it's like we said, it's fairly standard. You're going to smoke off Cat. You're going to smoke off that gateway, possibly the entrance to that B side as well. But it's about how much do you want to commit to mid, both for defenders and attackers, because attackers really need that mid corridor if they want to rotate quickly. They can go through spawn. They can. Do they like to? No, absolutely not. It takes forever. So it's crucial for the attackers, if they want to rotate, they do need to control mid, but it's how do you do that? Do you have an opper sit back towards spawn watching people's backs? Do you kind of just get it quick? You almost need to execute mid, like to rotate. You need to put the smokes down, you need to put the molly on catwalk, you have your
Yeah.
opper watching your back, and everyone, sort of shuffles through. But there's so many different approaches as to how you want to take care of that mid area. So will be certainly interesting to see how these teams solve the problem of mid Ascent. Certainly there is no one right answer. So
Yeah,
as
I
we take a
personally
quick-
like creeping down Cat and going into tree.
Yeah,
I feel like that is like one of the better plays on this map on the attacking
I agree.
side.
I agree. Yeah. I think it's one of the most even places for the attackers to push versus the defenders. Whereas I think on a lot of the corridors like A long and B market, like I think defenders actually have an advantage there, I would say, in my opinion. But like you said, over at A tree, A catwalk, it's anybody's game over there.
Yeah.
Anybody's game.
And you have to, to place your defenses at so many different spots. I mean, you can have 2 at A and then 1 in the middle, 1 at B, and then you just feel so spread out. It's kind of like Haven, like how far you have to spread your defenses.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a big map.
Yeah.
And frankly, for the precedence that this game sets, it's a big map for a 2-site map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So getting into agent select here, we'll see what teams come up with. Like I said, definitely expecting omens on both sides there. Definitely expecting... Actually, I don't know what we're expecting past that. Sages, ciphers. I don't know if we'll see Sovas on both sides, though.
Yeah, actually, I've seen more sageless teams on this specific map than any other
yeah,
map.
Absolutely. The wall isn't as crucial on this map for sure. So we're actually seeing a breach go over to the side of Tokyo in favor of a Sova, and this is definitely what we saw the last time that we saw Tokyo on this map was they picked up the breach as well.
Yeah, and breach with these tiny corridors, there's so many tiny corridors that, he can just flash out or, like I said, he can just literally clear out hell by himself with one ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is really interesting in contrast to the grand finals, from grand finals to the rest of the tournament, is no Phoenixes. We saw tons of Phoenixes today.
There.
Like in every game there was a Phoenix. No Phoenixes thus far in grand finals. So certainly interesting to see the adaptations these teams are making. Here comes Derek on B corridor, catching Tokyo out of place. They weren't ready for that. Or excuse me, catching Gosu out of place. Gosu is on the attacking side here starting out. We have Tokyo on defense. Here comes Trick for Tokyo, trying to find some damage over on B market. Gosu playing this very spread out so far. Spike actually over towards A site as 2 of their members make plays over towards B. The wall will go up for Tokyo, protecting that B corridor push for now. And no one making the first move yet. We are in a standoff here for the first round. Game 2 of Grand Finals. Tokyo's last chance to make a statement here in the Grand Finals. Gosu, their chance to wrap it all up, take a championship home for themselves.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, you do see an omen on both teams.
Yeah,
so that tactic...
I would have put money on that.
Also paranoia, as you see.
Dread it. Rare following up as well. Drenit with a huge 3K. Tokyo making a big statement to start off the game, repeating how game 1 started as well, taking the first round of game 2.
Yeah, and I feel like the paranoia from Omen, because of how wide it is now and how much it can cover in these tiny corridors, just makes him more valuable than the Phoenix, because it goes over their head. I feel like they're blinded even longer than what Phoenix can do.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the teleportation, being able to go from site to site on such a big map.
I do love shooting that Ghost of Omens though, when they teleport to a place and you get to see them just pop. I think you're supposed to wait for them to teleport there so you can actually get the kill.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Rare here with a tough job to do over on A side as Gosu rush out with their classics, though he does get the job done on Scourge. Scourge actually switching over to the Jet for this game. Tech up taking out Showtime. Meanwhile, Advice gets the shot kill over onto Rare. This is a 4v3 favoring Tokyo, the defending side, but Gosu comfortably get the spike down, and 3 easy actually evens it up to a 3v3 here. Aaron Kalaris trying to get it done on Drennan, isn't able to do so. Derek now closes out Advice as well, and Tokyo comfortably retake the site with 3 members. The spike will be defused as Tokyo take their second round of the game.
Yeah, that second round by the Bulldogs just overpowering the Pistols.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to make a miracle happen if you're down 1 round. For sure. I mean, we've seen some teams go for a really gutsy second round force buy to try to even it up early on 1-1. But clearly Gosu, having been comfortable overcoming a 4-0 deficit, are not going to worry about a 1-0 deficit. Why would they?
Yeah, they're not worried about it. Oh, Derek with that operator. This is going to be very tough for Gosu to get in through here, but
Oh, I was gonna say,
good thing
don't look
it's
away.
Sova, and you know he can do it safely.
Ooh, Tekka, meanwhile, mid gets a uncontested kill for Tokyo there. Apparently the smoke's not going down where they needed him, and Derek will get an op kill of his own. 2 kills for Tokyo early on in the first 10 seconds of this round. Gosu now already at a 3v5 disadvantage on their first full buy round of the map. You hate to see that if you're a Gosu fan. Now Gosu with a really tough job to do in this 3v5. Oh, Aaron Kalaris, though, that's the start they wanted. Getting the kill onto Derek. Oh, but Tekka's right around the corner. Scourge playing it so smartly, baiting out the option. And Scourge gets the kill onto Tekka as well. So well played from Scourge. Now a 3v3 in a round that Gosu almost had no hope left in. Trick is playing safely back in this B corridor. He will be there to meet the push from Gosu. Here comes the flash. Oh my goodness, what a good flash from Trick, but he isn't able to convert the double kill, having to settle for 1 for now. So it is a 2v2 here. No side has an advantage, really. Gosu does get this spike down here, so Tokyo will have to come up with some sort of strategy to retake here. They will likely pinch in from either side, but Rare does get a little bit ahead of his teammate here. They are actually now going to go to the same side here, trying to follow up on after another, but Scourge mows them down for the 4K. Scourge is so sick. Single-handedly wins the round for Gosu. Gosu, that was almost a round they had no business winning, and Scourge says, no, we're not going down 3-0 again. No. 2-1.
Not today.
Scourge is so sick. Can I just say, like, Scourge is really good at Valorant? Is that a hot take? I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Find his Twitter. You know, friend him and ask him. Yeah.
I bet it's not at Scourge. 'Cause people are Twitter's usually quicker than that.
And then just be disappointed when he's not a pirate. Right?
Listen, Scourge, if you don't own a big 1700 sailing ship that you like cruise around in, I'm disappointed.
Am disappointed.
So Tokyo knocked back onto a save here as Gosu looked to even it up. Showtime getting an early kill, which is great for him. We know he had a tough time getting a momentum going in the previous game. Not going to be an issue for him this time around. Heron Kalaris picks up Rare on the backside. Showtime getting his second kill of the round onto Tekka now. 3v5 favoring Gosu. So Gosu have their free choices of sight. This is actually a 5v2, and now Advice makes it a 5v1. Trick is good, but he's not that good. Gosu tie it up. Yeah, I love the Bulldog. I think it's maybe the most underrated gun in the game for sure.
Just gotta be good at tapping. Can't let it spray.
Yeah,
Once you let it spray, it gets out of hand.
Immediately, like 3 bullets into the spray, it's going wild. The bullets are shooting 90 degrees left. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But no, I actually prefer the Bulldog over any of the SMGs. So personally, like if I can get a Bulldog over a Spectre, I'd do it every time.
Yes.
I love the Spectre because I can control the spray, but yeah, it has to be close corners. It just depends on if I'm defense or attack with that.
I mean, the spray down for the Spectre, if they have armor, it just takes so long to kill them, whereas the Bulldog has a little extra armor pen, so it will get those kills done a little bit faster, so you can, try to edge out those trades. Meanwhile, Drennet, trying to escape the edges of the Hunter's Fury, will dance away with 45 HP remaining.
My camera is destroyed.
Rare, meanwhile, holding back on A site as the rest of his team will circle around behind him. Gosu, 3 members looking over towards A corridor, but they haven't pushed up to site quite yet. Not sure what they're planning this time around. They're quite clumped up here A long. Don't think anyone will push that angle for Showtime. Rare will get spotted out by the recon bolt. Forced to back up to Hell here. Surely calling out for the rotate at this point.
Hell.
Oh, Scourge gets taken out there right around the corner, walking too fast there. Rare gets the double kill as well before being taken out by Advice. Advice will get the plant as well. Tekka going absolutely nuts over the wall, almost converts the ult kill as well. That was almost so disgusting from Tekka, but now he's still got the retake to do. His team does have the numbers advantage, but Showtime is back in that corridor. Now just a 3v2 for Tokyo. Can they convert? Oh, Tekka converts Advice, but 3Easy's still up. 3Easy, they know where he's at now, so he's got a lot of work to do here if he wants. Or do they? Do they not know where he's at?
I don't think they know
No way.
exactly
They
where
don't know where he's at. No way.
Oh,
No,
now
he
they
doesn't
do.
know where the spike though is. He gets the kill, but he doesn't know where the spike is. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Tekka surely doesn't have time left.
I think he got
No, he
it halfway.
does.
He got it halfway.
He got the progress.
Wow.
Wow. So well played from Tekka, re-extending Tokyo's lead to 1. Wow.
That was
I mean,
so close.
Yeah, Advice really playing that. I mean, about as well as he could have. The only thing he could have done better is just had a better idea of where the spike was, especially was, I hate to call him out, but he was the one who planted it as well. So if he could have just sprayed through that smoke, he heard the diffused noise, he could have possibly picked up the round. But that wasn't meant to be. Tokyo taking the lead back 3-2, another back and forth start to a first half here in Grand Finals.
This full 5-man
Get out
push
of my
onto
way.
A site.
Yeah, they love clumping up there in A long. They're big fans of that.
But I think that was the first time I saw a jet go over the wall the way Tekka did.
Yeah, that was nuts.
To
And
retake?
here he comes. Once. Oh no, that's Scourge. That's Scourge. That's Scourge. But these jets are getting wild. Finding
they
these
are.
vertical plays. This is a 3D game, lest you forget. Tekka now trying to find his way onto site for the retake. Tokyo at a disadvantage here. 1 member down, make that 2 members down as Drennet goes down on the backside. 5 members of Gosu here holding it, and one of them is Scourge with knives at the ready. He will get flashed, but doesn't even back down. He's still ready for the push. Ooh, gets hit by the Breach's ability there. Trick gets the double kill here, but Scourge getting the triple kill with that ult so far. Does he have unlimited knives? How does this work?
It's if he gets killed with it, it resets.
I see, I see. So yes, theoretically, unlimited knives. As Derek tries to survive here in the mid lane. Gosu tying it back up 3-3. Both teams trading punches here. Derek, ooh, Derek!
Wow, okay.
Making big
Finishes.
dents into the Gosu economy. That is a big stride for Tokyo to make in a round that they did lose. Very
Yeah,
important
that was
for Derek.
Huge dent to make. I mean, look at Scourge left with 800 bucks.
800
Gonna have
credits.
to save. I mean, sometimes it doesn't pay to hunt, and you should just say, all right,
Yeah.
let him live.
Especially for a Phantom. I can understand maybe wanting to hunt out the op, but a Phantom isn't something to lose rounds over.
No. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt a lot.
Gosu's been playing very, a lot less spread out than we normally see here. Showtime will get the opening kill into Tekka as Scourge launches his way over onto B side. Oh, but Derek is so crazy! Getting a triple kill before going down to Scourge, but it's a 2v2 thanks to Derek. And now his team has such a great shot of taking this round back, actually. Oh, but Rare can't get it done on Advice, so Drennan just gonna run up into his face, doesn't convert the shorty kill, will go down to Scourge. Tokyo with a great chance to make it happen there, but Gosu do shut down the rebellion this time around. Gosu taking the lead for what is the first time thus far in this game, 4-3.
Yeah, these have been just exciting matches to watch, too. They've been so explosive, and Gosu just playing together, but now look at them. Now they're spreading out. They're keeping it
And the spike's still
different
in B.
each time. You never know if they're going to be all grouped up, they're going to push on, or if it's going to be a slow rotate.
Yeah, so now we're seeing a more spread out approach from Gosu. And that's just one of the most impressive things you can see from the team is being able to change gear at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Showtime has been so sick this game, by the way. We were down on Showtime the first game. You know, it took him a while to get into the game, but he's been so solid this game. I mean, just so reliable for kills. The Hunter's Fury from Gosu trying to find something. Does find
almost got
big
that
damage,
kill.
yeah. Big damage onto Derek, forced to heal himself back up, but he's got no armor left. And now Gosu, they're starting to make the walls close in on Tokyo. Tokyo not able to rotate to any one site, forced to stay spread with a numbers disadvantage.
You
Certainly
will
not
not
something
kill
you
my
want to do,
allies.
but Derek will get the res onto Tekka,
out
so
of
this
my way.
brings the round back to equal footing. Scourge is so far pushed up here, he could do some serious damage if they don't scout him out. Meanwhile, Tekka holding that catwalk angle, won't find anyone from Gosu this time around. Gosu looking
Unless
to make the
Scourge-
B play.
Yeah, unless Scourge pokes his head out, he's gonna get clapped. Here's the
Oh,
footsteps.
Gosh. Showtime! Showtime's got his back. Scourge will go down, but it doesn't matter because Showtime's gonna mow Tokyo down with the op. Getting that 3K, so dangerous has Showtime been this game. And the res traded for both teams. Oh, but Showtime gets shot out of the air, and Tekka gets the ult kill onto 3 easy. So now a 3v1 for Gosu. Oh, Tokyo with a chance here in this round, but it wasn't meant to be. Gosu doubling their lead to 2. That was dicey.
That was so back and forth. I mean, lots of ults came out. As soon as Tekka brought the knives out, I was like, oh man, something's about to happen here. And a few things did happen, but Gosu pulling ahead up by 2 now. 5-3 over Tokyo.
I mean, it's so impressive because I see Tokyo get like, you know, the 2-0 lead, and I'm like, all right, Tokyo's, you know, getting themselves going. They're here to
Cypher's
be,
tools.
you know, they're not messing around. And Gosu, when Tokyo does like take those big rounds, like Gosu does have a hard time responding to them, but Gosu
Bomb
stays
like that.
consistent, and then just like it, you know, step by step, they just get the lead back. What the heck was that Showtime?
That was beautiful.
What the heck was that Showtime? Oh my gosh. Getting
it
2
off.
free kills and Scourge picking up 2 of his own here in the mid lane. Oh, there they go. The
Wow.
Gosu attack not to be stopped. What an unrelenting wave that was.
I think we know what team picked this map. And I feel like, you know, Showtime is just popping off at that operator in the mid because, you know, it's especially on attack side, we'll have to see how he does on defense, but you know, this is where he can get the juices flowing. He's on attack, he can go be wild, and he's just making things happen using, you know, the bomb buddy and just paying attention to where it goes.
Yeah.
It just gave him the insight that
Exactly.
he needed, and it was perfect.
Well, I will say, you know, regardless of what numbers, regardless of what facts and figures may tell us, Showtime is my MVP thus far. Loving his play, despite maybe not being the top fragger on the server. Rare with a nice angle here, holding A for Tokyo. Gosu once again more of a split up approach this time. Earlier on in the half, we're seeing them quite clumped up, committing to one site and one site only. But now that they have confidence, now that they have money in the bank, they are able to spread out and find what advantages they want before making a decision. So they'll regroup over here towards mid.
Revealing
Tokyo
area.
actually doesn't have any eyes towards mid, so Gosu free to move about the cabin as they like. Let's see. No one
So
from Tokyo.
patiently.
Yeah, no one from Tokyo getting too aggressive. Not wanting to give anything away when you're in a 3-round deficit. Tokyo has officially run out of rounds to give away, being that we are in match point in terms of Gosu being 1 game away from taking grand finals. Every round counts here for Tokyo. Here comes Scourge dashing through, doesn't find any members from Tokyo, will keep the push going. The Rolling Thunder makes contact, Trick clearing up Scourge, Derek defending as well, but they both go down. So now Gosu will be able to take the site, but only 3 members remaining. Health bar is looking a bit dodgy, and Tekka with a huge shot onto Advice through the wall. Rare trying to follow up, gets taken out by Showtime. Now here's an op duel. Make that 2 ops against 1. 2 ops of Tokyo against 2 members of Gosu. Let's see what they can find here, but it's difficult to push these angles with just a single shot weapon. You gotta be perfect, and perfect is Tekka so far. He takes out Heron Kalaris. Now a 2v1, Farron goes, but Showtime picks up the 3K, pops the ult for good measure. Now Tekka's gotta know that if he wants to go around a corner, there might be a rocket launcher in his face. No way! Showtime, you dirty little minx, you. I can't believe you did that.
That was perfectly played by Showtime. And also just when you pop that ult against an operator, it's like, okay, it's deadly either way. You have to defuse though. So I'm gonna hide behind this wall and you have to
force
come at
them
me.
to make a play. Absolutely. And off in the distance, if you listen carefully, you can hear the crowd chanting MVP for Showtime. If you listen just right, you'll hear that. So Tokyo scrambling now at a 4-round deficit, the largest of the game so far. Derek will get caught up at this recon bolt as they are forced on to save. Is Tokyo taking a little damage from the shock darts that are coming in. Tekka will be edged out by that. Though Gosu doesn't quite have the intel quite yet, so Tekka could catch them off guard if he plays this right, but Gosu will back off of that B corridor, not wanting to give away any cheeky kills here. Gosu occupying mid here. They have free reign of that territory. Tokyo having to play back on sites here. Drennet with a weird little teleport there, popping the sound cue.
Cover going out.
Oh. He had a chance, but Showtime took it from his hands. Oh, Rare playing patiently, but perhaps too patient as Scourge takes him out. Now a 5v3 for Gosu. Make that a 5v2. Only 2 members of Tokyo remaining, and they've only got pistols, so odds not in their favor. 2 members of Gosu hunting as well will find Trick. So just Derek here, just a sheriff. Not much he can do.
Yeah, and this will be a 5-round lead for the side of Gosu, and that is on attack side. So, I mean,
oh, you so close.
We'll be feeling pretty good about that.
Gotta love it if you're Gosu. Oh, Derek, it was a nice adjustment to get the kill onto Advice, but luckily for Advice, Heron Kalaris there to back him up. Now a 5-round lead for Gosu, the largest we've seen in this series thus far. And now Gosu, 5 rounds is the magic number. 5 rounds away from a grand finals victory. 5 rounds. Whoa, he threw that out of the map. I didn't know you could do that. What? I've tried so hard to throw guns out of every map of this game, and he just
showed you how it was done.
So, okay, good to know.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do that. All right, good little trick if you want to deny economy from a team. Tekka, meanwhile, does get the opening kill for Tokyo here in mid, forcing the res out, but Trick follows up with a kill onto 3 easy to keep the lead for Tokyo in this round. Tokyo not wanting to go down easy. Oh, Scourge, you're playing a dangerous game, my friend. Doesn't get spotted out just then, and he's so lucky to escape with his life there. Maybe trying to find some damage through the wall here as Tekka peeks as well. Showtime launching some bullets down mid. Tekka launching some of his own. Oh my goodness, Gosu falling apart this round. Tekka eviscerating them in the mid corridor, getting a 3K. Trick will pick up a kill off the back of that. Tekka with a 4K. Tekka says, hey, that's enough. That's enough, Gosu. That is enough. 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, a 4-round deficit is pretty huge in grand finals. 2nd round, Tokyo needed that.
Yeah.
Tokyo needed that so
I mean, think
bad
about going into the
half.
round 9-3. Like, that's really scary territory. 8-4 is like okay, but it's like, it's not great.
It's not great, but it's doable. It's better than 9-3.
Yeah, Tokyo in a deficit in every conceivable way. They are losing in rounds. They're losing in games. It would take a Herculean effort from them to bring this back in their favor. But certainly if any team was going to do it, I would trust Tokyo. Trick trying to get it started here over towards B. Tokyo very spread out. Tekka will actually find the first kill over towards A site as Trick flashes B. So Showtime will have to defend here. Only one member of Gosu able to back him up. Oh, pushing too far is Tokyo, and Showtime comes around the corner for a huge play. Huge 3K coming out from Showtime, completely shutting down what was a very fortuitous round for Tokyo, is now a disaster for Tokyo. Gosu with a 4v1 advantage.
Yeah, all hope that they had just boop, out the window. Gosu said, no, I'm not going to give you that.
Advice cleans it up, taking down Trick. Gosu now onto their 9th round of the game, of their 9th round win of the game, re-extending their lead to 5 rounds here, 4 rounds away from taking home what is actually their first VSS title. We were saying earlier that they had won a title. That was incorrect. They've only made it to 2nd place thus far. So this would be huge redemption for Gosu. They are a team that's entered this tournament with this roster over and over again. They keep grinding, they keep fighting, and here they are, grand finals, 4 rounds away from taking their first title. Showtime makes it 1 less kill in the way of taking that title, opens up the action there in mid lane, easily dodges the Trick roll, but Rare gets his 2nd kill. Rare will eventually take him out. This is a save round here for Tokyo. Advice trying to find another kill, gets taken out by Rare, but only 2 members of Tokyo remaining now to Gosu's 3. Tokyo able to pick up some guns on the backside, but they don't have any armor, and Scourge is there to mow them down with the Ares in hand. Those big thumping bullets coming through, but Rare, it says the Bulldog is superior this time around, my friend. 1v2 for Rare. Oh, almost had the angle, but not enough patience. 3 easy takes him down. Now Gosu, every round is that much more deadly.
Yeah, Tokyo's got to be feeling the pressure.
Oh goodness, yes.
It's, I mean, it's on. You're sweating. It's a $400 difference between 1st and 2nd place, so they definitely don't want to walk home in 2nd place. And Gosu definitely doesn't want to walk home in 2nd place again. They know what that feels like. They said, no, not this time.
Not today. And can we just highlight Showtime 20 and 10 on this map? That is an outstanding performance. It will be so close to the top for that HyperX MVP of the match award. Whoever gets that free headset over the other is certainly going to be looking at the other like, gotcha. Hey, I won. I mean, like we both won, but I won. And you lost. No, I'm sure they're not that toxic on the side of Gosu. Showtime taking a little damage mid here as Tokyo actually pushes up quite far. The satchel goes down for Showtime, pops him out of there a little bit. Oh, what a big shot from Showtime that was. Pops himself back up to mid, gets big damage as well. Showtime holding down mid expertly as members from Tokyo do flood through. They're forced to back off now. Drennet says, all right, man, I don't want any of that.
I kid.
So 4 members of Tokyo now working their way over to A site, and that might be the call, as there's only Advice over there as of right now, and he's not even watching site, so they may be able to take this. Oh, Advice with such a dangerous spray there, could have gotten 2, only gets 1 as Trick trades him out, and so now Tokyo will get the spike down, a 3v3 situation, make that a 3v2 because Showtime will get the kill there. But Derek's holding this angle. Surely he can't lose this to Showtime. Surely he won't. Showtime finally goes down there in heaven. Oh, but Derek goes down to Heron Clars. Too gutsy there was Derek. He should have held back. Gets 2 aggro. Now it's just Trick. Trick takes down 1, but Trick can't take down 2. Gosu clutched the round from Tokyo's grasp, making it 11-4 for Gosu. Gosu 2 rounds away from their first ever Valorant Sunday Showdown title.
I mean, when you are just that close to taking a round at this big of a deficit, I feel like it hurts a little bit more.
That is a punch in the gut. It's not good.
No, not at all. But, I mean, we've seen comebacks before. We'll have to see what Tokyo can do. They have to muster up the mental strength to do it. You're down, but you're not out yet.
Very much so. Very much so. Still, there is a victory in there somewhere for Tokyo if they can find it. So now a big commitment from Tokyo over on the A side of the map. Certainly not playing as patiently as they have been, and Drennet will pay the price for it. He will be the first casualty. Rare will be the second, falling to Scourge. Scourge still holding this angle, and down go Tokyo. Only 2 members remaining, taking damage as well. For the healer forced to come out on the side of Tokyo. Oh, Gosu might want to push this, but they think better of it. They said, no, we'll just make them come to us.
Make them to come to us. I like that. You know, just
Yeah.
control the pace.
Exactly. There's no reason to rush when you're in this position as Gosu, for sure. Tekka, you are playing a dangerous game. Will be spotted out there too, so they know he's tucked away in that corner. Advice makes him pay for it. Only 1 member remaining, and it is Derek. Derek doesn't have the res available either. So it would take quite a play for him to make this happen, to prevent Gosu from going on to match point. Edging his way into this corner. Not sure what he expects to find on A site here. Oh, what a kill on the Scourge that was. Almost picks up the double. Advice rather will pick up his 3K. And now Gosu 1 round away from their first ever Valorant Sunday Showdown title. They've been here before. They've been denied before. They will not be denied again. Unless Tokyo has something to say.
I know. I mean, they got a huge mountain to climb and another game if they want to do it.
Yeah. So you got to win 9 rounds in a row, and then you got to win another game after this. So 22 rounds total in the way of a Tokyo victory, 1 in the way of a Gosu victory.
Yeah, and look at Showtime's score. I mean, it's like night and day from the first match to this match. He woke up.
Yeah, you saw it in the way he was playing. Like, he just slowly started to build more and more momentum until he became this unstoppable force. Gosu trying to hold it down on B site, though. 2 of their members go down there, but Showtime, never to be doubted, taking out many members of Tokyo, getting so much damage now. The gun situation looking very bleak for Tokyo. 2 members remaining, 2v3. All members of Gosu have rifles in their hands. The same cannot be said for Tokyo. Less than a minute remaining here. Gosu, now it is on them to not throw away this lead. This is their moment to close it out. This is their win to give away. Rolling Thunder comes out from Trick, doesn't find anybody there. Will push out of sight. They catch the angle there of Restaurant, but won't get caught by it. But 3 Easy there is there to put his foot down. And Showtime closes it out for Gosu. Gosu taking their first ever Valorant Sunday Showdown title after having been in the semifinals. They've been in the quarterfinals. They've been in top 16. They've been in top 8. And finally, they are here at the top. They are on the pedestal here at the championship of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Now it is Gosu's throne in which to sit for the next week, and congratulations to them for it. Tokyo, with their first ever entrance into the Valorant Sunday Showdown, a valiant effort to make sure, but taking the HyperX MVP award is Scourge. Scourge securing that free HyperX Cloud Core headset over Showtime. Showtime's big game 2 performance not enough to steal that title away from Scourge, though it had to have been just so close.
So close. I mean, just a phenomenal performance on both sides, and it's amazing. This was, even though it was 2-0, like, you know, I don't want to put Tokyo down. They have amazing players, but this one, you know, like we were talking before, just we kind of had to give it to Gosu with their cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Being that they've
got experience together as a lineup for sure.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'll have to see if next week, if Tech is on another team again, or, you know, if he's going to stick around with this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it so far, and they do play together very well, but the grass is green where you water it. If you want a cohesive team, you're going to have to play together, and you're going to have to stick it out.
What Tokyo should look at as a positive of this whole tournament is that they were taking leads over a team like Gosu. I mean, like that, you got to be proud of that. Like, surely you're unhappy with the loss. You know, to make it so far and fall just short, it hurts. And I feel for Tokyo in that moment. But you got to hold your head high, being able both times in both games having big leads over Gosu. Of course, it's a struggle to keep a team like Gosu from coming back, but that in itself is certainly a pride point, because that's definitely something I think the majority of Valorant teams that exist could not do, is take a lead over Gosu.
Yeah.
So again, a huge congratulations to Tokyo. This was their first ever Valorant Sunday Showdown entry with this roster as it is. Some of these players have been here before, but for their first competition as a team is a very, very impressive performance. But the biggest congratulations of all goes over to Gosu, their first ever Valorant Sunday Showdown title after having been so close so many times. They get to take home the lion's share of the $1,000 prize pool. But that does it for us here in the 15th ever Valorant Sunday Showdown. We'll be back next week for number 16. We hope to see you there. I'm Dilly G.
And I'm Solo Monster.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.